counting you to fight another day when the world's out of control and time is always racing. Everybody has a place where they can let it go. I'm falling to that feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes. You'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing's standing in your way. Just fall into that feeling. Take a breath. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate your presence here today. You are all a blessing to me and to each other, and I hope you all realize that. Thank you very much. I'm actually here today, to be honest with you, because I was asked to be. Last night, today's Monday, October 14th, 2019. Last night, my name's Chris Wynne. I'm a channeler again. Welcome to my second episode of this podcast, Open to Energy Communication from Beyond, episode 2. And just give you a quick background again about me. I'm a channeler, a medium. I channel spirit, but to be honest with you, I channel high-dimensional guides, ascendant masters, archangels, but mostly ascendant masters. God actually comes through quite often, to be honest with you. It's pretty amazing. And I'll tell you right now, when that first happened, that blew my mind. Wow. Like, to this day, I'm still in awe that I even get communication from God himself, which you all can as well. It's all very possible. However, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I am here to discuss God and others actually asking me to do a session. For they have a message and they asked me if I would come on, record it. Because to be honest with you, they're the ones that are influencing. I say they, but that's kind of how they talk through me. They really rarely ever refer to themselves in the I. And I guess it makes sense. It's the universal oneness. So they always say we, or 99% of the time. There are a few occasions that doesn't happen, but it's primarily they're referring to themselves as we. And I mean ascendant masters, archangels, all light beings, God. Anyway, so last night, sitting at home, sitting at home, get ready for bed, and then all of a sudden I started channeling, and voluntarily. They didn't just come in on their own. I do get messages quite often just sitting there, but last night I voluntarily went into a state to channel. So I always ask for guidance and help. And last night was no different. I went in, cleared my mind, and God comes through and asks if I could basically channel for you guys tonight. They have a message. They want to get it out, and that's what I'm here to do. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'm actually quite curious to see what they have to say myself. So I do have a topic that I was going to discuss, and that is I am going to channel. I just wanted to tell you real quick about what topic I wanted to talk about today, and that is the topic of this path. And last week, we started to discuss the process of ascension, and in a kind of what that means, where you are aligning your mind, body, and soul as one with God's light. And It's a beautiful process, and as we discussed last week, it's not easy. Nothing is, and that's okay. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, though, is how when you're on this road, on this path, and we all are, we're just in different parts of the path, that's it. But when you are on the path and you begin to realize it, as I do, and hopefully I would imagine many of you that are listening right now probably know it too, you begin to understand that this sometimes can feel like a lonely journey. And even your spouses, your partners, they might not even be in that same spot as you, where you're realizing that, hey, I'm awakening here, and your partner or spouse might not even realize it yet, and that's okay. But your friends, your family, cousins, brothers, sisters, it doesn't matter, friends, co-workers, and I believe it's something that causes a lot of discourse, I guess, in somebody's mind, because as you're going along this process and you're sitting there thinking, well, yeah, I want to awaken. I feel like that's where I'm at in this at this part of my soul's journey, that I'm beginning to realize who I really am in a soul, and I want to begin to become one with that, which is a beautiful process. And for those of you that are realizing it, kudos to you. And for everyone that is not, also kudos to you. Your time will come, my friends. Trust that. And it's not easy for people that are awakening when your spouse isn't quite there. And I'll be honest with you, my spouse is not. But it's awesome to see her in this journey, because she definitely does not believe in everything that I believe. And quite often we are at two opposite ends of the spectrum. But that's awesome, because we have a lot of fun together. We have a very real mutual respect for each other and each other's beliefs. And we both accept that. We accept where each other is in this journey, and we make it work. But I will tell you this, there are a lot of people in my family and my friends circle that aren't very tolerant as my wife, and that's quite okay. I appreciate them for the part that they have played in my life and in this awakening process, but some of them we don't really talk much anymore because of this. And some of it's because of religious backgrounds, some of it's just because they're just not into it, and fortunately or unfortunately, it's a topic that I'd love to discuss, and I do not push this on anybody. As you guys have heard in my previous podcast, I am extremely tolerant of other people's beliefs. I understand that we are at different places on this path, and I understand in time our belief systems may change. Shoot, I'll even say my belief system may change. Who knows? We don't know. We can't predict the future. I like to believe that I'm going to be on this journey for the rest of this incarnation, and then carried into others. So that's my personal belief. But this is a topic that I love to discuss, and it's one that when it does come up, it's one that I really want to get in there and engage. Not confrontationally, just discuss, to talk about, hey, what are your thoughts? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? I just love that. But I've found that a lot of people do not. And they want to put their opinions out there, but they don't want to hear anybody else's opinions. And they don't want to hear about They don't want to hear about your opinion, and it's interesting because I'm not there. There are many reasons that I have found so far with the individuals that I have spoken to, and that have and who I no longer really talk to a whole lot. There are a number of reasons why we don't talk. Some are intolerant. But I have found that others are almost fearful of the subject, especially Christians. They definitely have this, well, based on the Bible, that this belief that talk in the Spirit is not necessarily good, and that's okay, as you know. But that has definitely caused some friction between me, family members, some friends, and a lot of people I have found look at mediums and this process as almost like it's a scary process. Like, ooh, you're opening up to spirit and you're allowing communication in. I look at it as completely beautiful, and you get nothing but beautiful guidance. But people that aren't very familiar with the process might not understand. No, not might not. They don't understand fully what is actually happening here. And they don't understand the beauty that we actually feel when we begin to awaken. Because, and I get it, they are awakening themselves, whether it be through religion or some other means. They know that spirit is there, and they acknowledge it to some extent, but don't open the communication doors, channels to it, and that's all right. So, anyway, my point in all of this is that can tend to make this road feel very lonely at times. And it's an unfortunate aspect of it all, but I'm here to tell you that you are absolutely not alone. We are not alone. And I know a lot of you believe that and feel that. But when you begin to open up and ascend and awaken, you don't even have to open up the spirit. You can just kind of begin to just get more in tune with your higher self, with your higher conscious level. As you begin to align with your soul, you allow that soul communication to come through. That's your own soul. That's who you are. That's a huge part of who you are. And we have to really find a way to hold on to that, because I also know a lot of people who have started this process and then started to lose some individuals around them, and then they gave it up. They were like, no, I don't want to lose these people. But I'm here to tell you that that's part of it all. We are shedding old skin, and these people are great, and the people that are meant to be around you are going to stay there. They're not going to leave, regardless of what you believe and regardless of what you're doing. But those that do leave and that do begin to shun you or distance themselves from you, which is okay, they're not meant to be there. It's happening for a reason, ladies and gentlemen, and that's okay. Love them nonetheless. You love them. You love them. You don't judge them. You accept them. Is the most important thing, because this ascension process is being the best version of who you are and who you are capable of being. And when we hold on to these people because we feel like they're people that should be in our lives still, we're not really allowing the universe to come in fully, because we're beginning to hold back a little bit more, because we are scared, basically, of letting go. What's this world going to be like without so-and-so next to me? What's that world like? Well, You know what? Jump in and find out, because you're on a journey to find yourself. And as we discussed in the first podcast, your soul is what they want. That is the true, well, that's just what they want. That's what that is what ultimately is growing and will be around for eternity. Your soul. And when we don't allow that soul to grow and we hold it back, yeah, we'll get other shots. We'll reincarnate, and we'll get another opportunity to shed that skin, if you will. But why are we holding on and trying to make something like it's almost as if we're trying to hold on, like, oh my gosh, I don't want you to show me your real self, you know? Like, if we can't allow these people to go, we're not being true to ourselves. We're not being true to them. You know, who are we if we want to awaken and we're allowing them to hold us back? That's really not a good idea, because your soul's not growing and they are getting a not true definition of who you are. And as I said, if they're meant to be there, they will be there. Even if they go away for a little bit and then they begin to see the absolutely beautiful best version of you, they might come back. And then, hey, you know they were meant to be there. But the point here is, don't hold back your growth for somebody else, for a relationship that, if it wasn't going to be there, if you continued to ascend and awaken, well, then it wasn't meant to be there to begin with. Because any relationship that is truly based in love will be there, will grow, and you will begin to bring out the better version in each other, even if they're not awakening. And my wife and I are absolutely versions of that, where we respect each other so much and we respect our beliefs. We try hard to not judge each other, to be open and honest with each other. And trust me, she is very often going, yeah, I don't believe in that, but I don't even know what you're talking about, Chris. And I'll have some communication happen to me at night, where I'll have a spirit come in and just start talking, giving me indications. I'm sorry, not indications, but telling me, not stories, but just giving me information. And I'll relay this information to my wife. And yeah, sometimes she's like, okay, that's pretty cool. But most of the time she's like, okay, next subject. She cracks me up. It's pretty funny. But she respects what I believe in, and I respect what she believes in. And it's great when that can happen. But I will tell you, that doesn't happen all that often. And you know, it's an unfortunate side of things, but I've lost a lot of family members, and but I've gained some really cool friends as a result of it, and people that I know that are truly meant to be in my life, and that's because they are here. And you know, one thing that I have realized, another thing, is that when you begin to awaken, it typically happens from a lot of people that I've spoken to or channeled for. It typically happens after some kind of event that doesn't make you feel very good. In fact, it actually is a life-changing event. And for some of us, it could be an injury. For others, it could be a car accident. It could be some type of relationship change, you know, like a divorce or something like that, or you break up with a girlfriend, something like that, where it's devastating, you know, and you really have to overcome some obstacles. And in the midst of overcoming these obstacles, you begin to realize, holy moly, there's something else going on here. There is something happening to me, and your soul's just like right on top of it going, yep. that's me. Bring it over here, buddy. Come on, and it's so awesome. But just like that message that I channeled from God in the first podcast, life isn't about being easy. That's not the answer. And he's saying it is through the darkness that we must find the light. And that right there is, to me, what happens prior to you awakening. You experience some kind of trauma that it wakes you up, and it really, it's your soul just pumping, just kind of like a quick jab to the gut, where you're like, okay, I need to overcome some stuff, but suddenly I do not feel alone. And fortunately for us, we're not. And it's beautiful, because when you do open up to their guidance and to their love, which it is so truly beautiful, it is life altering. And I really appreciate you guys listening to this, because so many of us that I do talk to on a regular basis tell me, about the people in their lives that aren't being very supportive and being very positive with them. And it's unfortunate. But let me tell you this. You must watch your energy. Your energy is so important during this process. During your life, your energy is so important. But you begin to realize a little bit more when you start to awaken, because your energy is everything. And if you continue to subject yourself to somebody that is constantly berating you or putting you down or telling you you're wrong, that's no joke, and that can weigh heavily on you. And if you continue to subject yourself to this type of behavior, and you're not taking steps to distance yourself from it, and you're not defending yourself, and I'm not saying defend yourself in an argument sense. I'm just saying be respectful and say, hey, can you please stop talking to me like that? And if it doesn't work, then you really do need to back up, because that energy is so heavy. The negativity of others and the negativity that others can put on us with their judgments, with their words, their actions towards us, can truly impact your progress. And it's something that you want to be aware of, and you want to manage as best you can. And the only way in some instances that you can manage it is to back up, back away from these people, and let them be who they are, and love them for who they are, and love them for what they bring to the table, because they're going to show it. They're going to show you, if you accept that challenge, a tougher side of you, a tougher you, a person that begins to realize that, hey, I don't have to accept this, nor do I have to stay here. I have free will. I can make changes in my life. I can make a decision to be the best version that I can possibly be of myself, and do it for yourself and for nobody else. You don't have to do it to please your mom, your dad, your friends. You do it for you, and you do it with the intent of, hey, I'm finding out who I really am. And you know what? The energy that we have in this relationship, or that you're bringing to the table with me, it just doesn't fly anymore. And as a result, I need to back up, and I need to find myself and let myself be the best version of who I am, which is beautiful. And then, hey, let your soul fly, because you have such power out there, people. It's not just this, hey, these are the cards the world has given me, and I just got to accept it for what it is and continue to be in this bad relationship, or continue to subject myself to people who don't really tolerate or accept me for who I am. That's okay. They are there for a reason, but then you back up to protect yourself and protect your energy. Ultimately, that's what it's all about, your energy. And as we said in the first episode, the energy that you put out there, people can feel that, these empath people. But you ultimately are the protector of your energy. You're the one that's going to make these decisions of, can I be the best version of myself in my current situation? Can I stand up, acknowledge who I am, and be happy? Be in this moment. Be who I am meant and destined to be. Or am I going to stay here and hide that version of myself from the world? And I'll tell you right now, the world needs you. The world absolutely needs the best version of yourself. There's no mistaking that, people. You are all so beautiful, and this process that you are trying to come into or going through at this very moment, either way, is so beautiful and is so needed from your soul's perspective, from your perspective, and the world's perspective. Because when you heal yourself, when you begin to find out who you are and acknowledge the soul deep within you, and then begin to allow your own soul to guide you to where you're meant to go in this lifetime and then subsequent lifetimes, it heals the world. Again, you are energy. We are energy. And the more you accept yourself and heal yourself, you heal the world. Undoubtedly, you are sending ripples of energy, of pure love and light into the world. And that is unmistakable, because energy can't be created or destroyed. We already know that. But what it can do is change. And when you change the energy in you, because prior to awakening, you're not in that pure loving state yet, right? You're probably judgmental. You're probably critical of people. We're kind of low vibrational a little bit. We're still trying to feel our way out. So we have a lot of energy in the low vibrational state that we need to get rid of. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this process does that. And the world needs it, because once you start that process and you start to transmute this energy, you start to change the energy. So you can't create it or destroy it, but you can change it. And change it, we must. We must change this energy. There's so much density around us, but there's so much love in you. And your power, you, just one individual, can change so much. You carry such power. Love carries this power. But when you begin to open up to that love, you begin to change. You begin to change energy around you. People don't even know that they're going to start to change as a result of the best version of you, because that love is so strong, powerful, they don't even know it. It's so light. Like the density that we feel on Earth, the negativity, it's heavy. You feel it. You can't help but feel that negativity. However, when you start this process, the love is so light, and people just see the glow in you. And I mean, just take a moment and think about it, right? You're walking down the street, you could tell who's glowing and who's not. You know this. Well, okay, you're reading energy. Okay, yeah, you might be reading someone's facial expressions, but that's a form of energy, people. We are energy. Our physical bodies are energy. You are reading people's energy. You walk into a room and you're smiling, people know, okay, this is somebody that's approachable maybe. You walk into a room and you look frustrated or sad. Obviously, people tend to back up a little bit more. They're like, okay, let me feel them out first. The energy that you carry with you is so important, and these little moments can change so much. And I encourage you all, when you're beginning this process, to understand and really take a moment and appreciate the truly immense power that is running through you right now, because there is no greater force on this planet than love. And when you open up to love, you begin to understand its power and have it run right through your heart, right through your chakra system. It goes right in and out to this world, and you begin to become a beacon, a radio of love, a beacon that's sending out signals. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Here's love. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I love you. I love you. I love you. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And, you know, I hope you all can take some time and appreciate that. And take some time and appreciate who you are and the love that you have in you. If you're not feeling it yet, or maybe you're just starting the process, or you're in it for a while already, the healing that is going to transpire in you is needed. And don't allow someone else to keep you in a low vibrational state, because you are beautiful. You deserve great things. And with a little bit of effort and consistency and perseverance, you're going to get there. And the world is just going to be such a better place because you have healed yourself. And that energy is going to literally flood the world. And I mean that. It is extremely powerful. So with that, I'm actually going to take a moment, if you don't mind. And I'm going to clear my mind. And I'm going to allow whoever to come through. So just to give you a heads up again, I am a channeler. I channel Ascendant Masters normally. I've channeled Ascendant Masters like Serapis Bey, Anubis, the Egyptian god of the dead. Yeah, amazing Ascendant Master, and he's my Ascendant Master guide. He's been extremely helpful, and I so appreciate all of his effort and help in this lifetime and all my lifetimes, because he's not only my Ascendant Master in this one. I've channeled Jesus. I've already told you I've channeled God, Serapis Bey, Kuan Yin, Saint Germain. I'm trying to think. There were a couple others as well. Oh, Enoch. Enoch is an Ascendant Master that I've channeled, and I will have to tell you the story about him one day, because that story is absolutely I didn't even know who Enoch was. And I got communication at night one time, and I didn't know. I saw him, didn't know who he was, and yeah, I'm gonna have to save that story. That tune in. You know what? I'll share some of the stories that I have over the years of Ascendant Masters that I've seen, even extraterrestrials, multidimensional beings is what I like to call them. I've seen some of them. Let me think. Archangels. I haven't seen an archangel yet in like a physical form. I've seen Anubis. I've seen Jesus, Kuan Yin. Oh, Ganesh. I've seen Ganesh. I have never seen God in any kind of human form. I guess Jesus, yes. Which is another story that I'm going to have to tell you. That's an amazing story. Like how I saw Jesus, but not only how I seen him, but how I come to believe what I believe about Jesus to this day. It's an amazing story. I really want to share it with you, but for another day. I really want to give them God and our heavenly support team the time that I promised that I would give them today. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take a moment to clear my mind and allow them to come forth. So I'm not going to pause the podcast. It's going to happen pretty quickly because I do this almost every day. So just going to take a minute and let them come through. But I'm not going to pause it. I'm just going to clear my mind with you all on the line. And as I close my eyes and I begin to clear space for them, I can already hear communication coming through. So, just to give you a heads up, the voice is going to be mine. My voice doesn't change because how they communicate with me is telepathically. So I clear my mind and words just start forming in my brain. They're not my words, they're not my thoughts, but they come in quickly, and I've kind of been practicing for a couple of years now, and I've gotten it to the point where I can pretty much say the words almost instantaneously from the moment that they come into my mind. There are periods where there's a little bit of a distortion, and it might take me a second to raise my vibration a little bit so that I can align with them a little bit better. And there might be a small pause or delay in the word forming. But typically I get it, and we go from there. So without further delay, just give me one moment. I'll clear my mind, and we'll see who comes through, because I don't know who it is, to be honest with you. Enoch speaking. To my friends, my family. I am an ascendant master that has chosen to arrive at this time, destination, here this evening with you all. It is my pleasure to be of your presence this evening, and I am here channeling through Christopher this evening, grateful to be with you all. Love is the answer, as was so indicated. My followers, Enoch speaking. I am here to inform you that the love you feel in your hearts is, as Christopher has stated, a powerful, most powerful force on this planetary realm. It is beyond beautiful that all human souls carry this immense power within their own heart chakra system. And when decided to open up to this love, you may, as so indicated, change the world. But there is more to this, my friends, my followers. There is more to the love. For you are capable of changing the world not only through love, but energetically, to create peace, both in this world and realm. You carry love to all beings when you begin to open up to the love that is within your heart. It is the task of all humans to begin this process of ascension, awakening to God's light in time. Whether it be this lifetime or another, it shall happen, my children. But at this time, we speak to you, the fellow listeners of this channel, with an understanding that love is deeply rooted into the earth as well. Mother Earth Gaia, we encourage you, is ascending, and many of you know. Her energetic field is vibrationally aligning with God's light. And as a result, the dimensional realms doors are opening for you easier to tap into the divine oneness that is just beyond the veil of your eyesight, foresight, clairvoyance. This veil that we speak of forgetfulness, is one that is beginning to thin. And our light, our divine oneness, is slowly expanding its hold, grip on this planetary realm. It is in an effort to bring peace, love, and harmony to all. But we understand in this world of duality, it is not a black and white matter. It is one of great grayness and misunderstandings. For people misunderstand the purpose of the light. The light is to be used as a result of the difficulties you've experienced, not to avoid them. This is imperative for the human species to understand. For I have resided in this dimensional realm in the past, and my Father, your Father, our Heavenly Father, God, has equipped us all with a flashlight, if you will, to maneuver through the darkness. That flashlight is your chakra system. Enlighten your chakra system to allow for this information, love, to flow freely through your energetic human physical body. For this is the importance of your heart chakra system. To allow for this flashlight, if you will, to be shined upon this planetary realm. For we all know, as we shine a flashlight in the darkness, it is capable of being seen from great distances. You, my children, are no different. You are all lights in others' darknesses. They see who you are. You illuminate the world around you. And it is imperative that you understand the importance of your opening to this light. It is not only for yourself, my children. It is also for the societal as a whole. For it is in great need at this time to expand its conscious level. For Mother Earth Gaia is expanding itself, and those that are not expanding at this time are in great need of assistance. You, my children, who are opening up to this light and expanding your own chakra systems, are capable of illuminating much of the darkness in this world. And it is so important for you to do this, to shine your light, your love on those around you. For them to understand, not that you control their meaning, their understanding. However, it is impossible for them to ignore the presence of light and love when it is around them. For light and love is that powerful, that even those that choose by choice not to attempt to see the light can only help but see it, because in darkness light illuminates so greatly. And the light that you carry within you is an extremely intense, bright, loving light that shines diligently upon those even when they disregard it. There is no hiding in the light. You do not hide from the light. The light will find you from pure, loving perspective. And this is extremely important to understand, for your light cannot be dulled, cannot be dulled by that of others, as long as you choose to not allow that to happen. For you are being requested at this time to shine brightly and illuminate even more, to not delve into the negativity, the density, duality that is currently around you all. For when you begin to illuminate the chakra system, the heart, the light into this world, it is only heeded by those that are in need and those that can see. Express yourself truly and fully, as this podcast has so graciously indicated this evening, with some accuracy. Yes, it is important for you to be the best version of yourself. However, we don't necessarily encourage you to leave relationships just solely based on the fact that you may disagree. We encourage you to stay when is needed and attempt to love greatly. For there are obviously some circumstances that you are unable to stay, and we understand this, and encourage a soul that is being tormented, abused, to move on. However, there are situations that relationships are called upon to progress naturally, even with the discourse. This is okay, my children, as long as there is a mutual respect. But we encourage you all to open up and look within your heart, to allow for your soul to guide you to where you are truly meant to be. For when you do open up your heart chakras, your chakra system, you will begin to feel the sensations of your soul communicating with you. And when this happens, you will get a better understanding of where on this planetary realm you are destined to go. For your soul is desperately trying to get your attention, to assist in your crisis path, to align you with what you and who you are meant to be in this lifetime. And for this, we truly thank all souls, including the one in you. You do have a heavenly support team that is eagerly awaiting your communication and awaiting the idea of you aligning with it. For yes, this is correct in what Christopher has indicated, that this is a true purpose of your soul, to align with its physical self and light body. These are important aspects of the ascension process. But there is much more to this process than just what has been discussed to this point. However, we will allow for this information to come through in time. For we request your presence to come back at a later time, for time is running out at this moment. And we appreciate the time that you have given us this evening. With your attentive ears, we shall return and are asking Christopher to channel once again on a regular basis with us as he does this podcast, for this is a divinely guided occurrence for him. We thank you all, we love you all, and are grateful for you all. Thank you and good night. Okay. So, all right. Well, there you go. That's a good example of what it's like for me to channel, and a good indication that, sometimes I don't express everything in a manner in which they like. So, I kind of like when they do that to me, because they set me straight. And even though I try my best to be the best version of myself and to give all of you loving people the best and most accurate information that I can possibly do, sometimes I might miss something, and they help me out with that. And for that, I'm truly grateful for both you and them. So I'm going to start to wrap this up. And again, I appreciate you all so very much. Really, I love you all. I appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to talking to you once again. And actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. You are welcome to email me, contact me. My website is open2energy.com. Open2energy.com. Feel free to reach out to me via my website. You can shoot me an email at open2energy@live.com. And that's open2energy.com. Open2energy.com. Oh, I'm sorry. Open2energy. That's my website. Open2energy. Open2energy. at live.com is my website. I also have a Facebook page, Chris Wynne Channeling Medium. If you just Google, my last name is Wynne, spelled W-Y as in yellow, N-N-E. Just Google Chris Wynne Channeling Medium, and I should pop up. So and honestly, I encourage you to reach out to me and give me some thoughts. Tell me what you think. What's a topic that you would like to cover? Do you want me to channel for a particular topic? Like, hey, say you're going through this process and maybe you feel stuck, or you're trying to do something and you have a specific question that you want me to channel about. I'll channel for it right on the podcast, and I'll put it up here. And yeah, I mean, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help all of you. We're here to help each other. So don't be shy. Reach out. Let me know your thoughts. And we're going to get through this together, because you are not alone. And when you are the best version of yourself, the world can't ask for anything more than that. So thank you so much. Take care and enjoy your night.